My name is Stephanie, but my friends like to call me Steph. I was born in State College. That's in Pennsylvania. Dad went to Penn State and worked 3 jobs while Mom stayed at home with my brother and me. And then my baby sister was born. When I was 3, we moved to another small town in Pennsylvania, so my dad could work at a hospital. I had an overactive imagination as a kid. I used to make up games with cowgirls and princesses and play with my friends. There was an older lady who lived next door, and there I would go and drink tea from China, spin her old globe and stop it, and pretend that I lived there. Mom often did odd jobs like cleaning houses, cutting hair, cake decorating, and babysitting kids for extra money. So I always had a lot of people to play with, the coolest birthday cakes, and sometimes some pretty unique hair. I was happy. But school is different. I was the smallest person in my class and often hung around alone reading books. I loved books, though. I could go anywhere or become anyone, and I could read 1 a day or 3 at a time with my kitty beside me. And my 2 best friends were Ashley and Jessie. We called ourselves the 3 Musketeers, and we made a pact to stick together no matter what. When I was 11, my brother joined the military, and they sent him to Japan for 3 years. This made me really sad. I thought he was the coolest, and I wanted to visit him, but I couldn't. So I started learning everything that I could about Japan and promised myself that I would go there someday. But when I turned 13, my kitty died, and my mommy was diagnosed with cancer, and I was devastated. My dad got us 2 new kitties, yay! And we tried to learn how to do all the mommy things because she couldn't do them anymore. Chemotherapy made her too sick. Those first few months were pretty bad. I ate a lot of eggs, hot dogs, Campbell's soup. I remember watching my dad shave off my mom's beautiful brown hair. Within a year, Mom started getting better and went into remission. I also learned how to cook and do laundry, sort of. But cancer's evil, and it made me so depressed. But I kept afloat trying to take care of Mom, dating stupid boys who broke my heart. I did show choir and musical theater, and I went to church, pretty much in that order. I kept hearing this voice in my head saying, "You should go overseas," but I never knew anyone who did that besides military and missionaries. And then we graduated high school, and the 3 Musketeers went in 3 different directions. I went to Geneva College near Pittsburgh. I met some pretty awesome people there. I was a total geek. A few of my friends realized that I loved Japan, but that I'd never watched animes before. They sat me down to some Miyazaki, and the rest is history. We did all sorts of fun things there, like wallpaper my dorm room walls with manga, take crazy road trips through blizzard conditions to eat sushi, have Nintendo Wii battles and sake paki and anime parties. I also discovered that there were live-action shows of some of my favorite animes. Hello, Asian dramas! My personal life, however, was in shambles. Mommy was increasingly sicker. I was diagnosed with endometriosis, an autoimmune disease which is painful, and I was constantly in and out of hospitals. And though my family was religious, I didn't think I wanted to work in a church anymore. I was lying way too much. Lying makes me unhappy. Senior year came. One after another, my cats died, and 3 months before graduation, my mom died. And for me, time stopped. I sang at my mother's funeral, and for me, that day, the music died. Somehow I graduated. It was a new year, 2009, and I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. So I turned to the internet. I put my resume online and was contacted by a guy who owned a school in Japan, and I applied. It all seemed too perfect, but I didn't get that job. A girl from my hometown was teaching in Gangnam, and so I sent my resume to a recruiter in South Korea. And wouldn't you know it, 1 month later I was on a plane to teach English in Korea. I thought Korea would instantly be wonderful, but my first month here sucked. The city I lived in was huge and great compared to my small town. My apartment was a tiny box. I couldn't speak Hangul, and I had no internet or telephone in my apartment. I cried and cried so much that first month, and I thought about going home. And then the cherry blossoms bloomed, I got the internet, and I decided to try to think more positively. And then, right when I decided to be independent, I met a guy. I tried my hardest not to like him. He had the same name as my dad and was 10 years older than me, but he was also a professor at a great university here. It was so weird. and I wanted to be friends, and then we went on a date. Damn it. He picked me up on his motorcycle, took me to one of the most famous castles in Korea, cooked me dinner after that with wine and dancing, and finished off by watching a movie. Yeah, I began checking off my dream guy qualities that I made on a list when I was 16 years old. And, right down to the jean size. So we started dating, and a couple months later, we got into a motorcycle accident. I broke my shoulder and had metal pins put in there. My students called me Teacher Terminator. I moved into his place so he could take care of me. 8 weeks later, the Terminator was removed, and he asked me to stay. Yay! I decided not to leave Korea and found a new job at a 2-year college nearby. Rick began making documentaries, and his first movie was about Korean education. He launched a website, and I helped him however I could. But being head over heels in love wears off, and we started fighting a lot. We broke up for a while, and I moved out. Unhappy times. But we eventually worked things out. Shortly after, I asked him if I could make a video about the Asian dramas that I was obsessed with. His website hadn't been very successful, and it seemed like a pretty good idea. So I wrote a vlog for the Taiwanese drama Absolute Boyfriend that I was watching, and we filmed it and edited it and uploaded it to YouTube. And it was right then that I fell in love with making YouTube videos about Asian dramas. I learned how to edit, and this made our relationship stronger. And so, we got engaged! Then Hallyu Back was officially launched with the Toad Korean drama review of Faith, the Great Doctor. Go Lee Min-ho! And then we got married! In Korea. Really small wedding. And then I got some bad news again. I couldn't resign my contract at the college because I didn't have a crummy master's degree. I was angry about that because I really loved my job, but there was this master's degree program being offered where my husband teaches, so I applied and got accepted, and now I'm a university student in Korea. Crazy how life changes. I don't know where my path will lead next. Do I want to be a teacher the rest of my life, even though I love making these YouTube videos more than anything? I don't know. Now sometimes people ask, when are you gonna have kids, or when are you gonna return to the US? I have no idea how to answer these. In fact, I'm pretty much more confused than ever. I'm really thankful, but it's hard being away from my family all the time, seeing them mostly through Facebook. But I feel lucky to have someone who is completely supportive of me in life. Yay. Now I have more homework than ever before, and I get stressed when I know Tuesday's coming up and I don't have a toad ready yet. But I love Korea and my life here, and I'm glad that I ended up coming here instead of Japan, because I never would have met my husband and I wouldn't be doing YouTube. And then I'll see one of your comments like, I love your videos, which I've been getting more and more of, and a huge smile comes across my face. I appreciate you guys so much. You don't even know. I feel like we're one big happy family, and I'm just the geek who likes watching dramas and anime like everyone else. I couldn't do this without you, so thank you. I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being a part of my life. And I leave you with this.